The V1, the Fritz-X, the Ruhrstahl X4. Today, we explore every German missile used in the Second World War. We begin with the strategic strike missiles, the V1 flying bomb, the world's first cruise missile powered by a pulse jet engine and carrying a 1-ton explosive warhead. The buzzing sound of its engine became a symbol of terror over London, and when the buzzing stopped, the impact followed seconds later. Over 9,000 were launched, forcing the Allies to create new anti-missile defenses. V2 rocket, humanity's first long-range ballistic missile and the first object to reach space. Traveling faster than sound, it struck targets with no warning, no roar, only an instant explosion. Thousands were fired at London, Antwerp, and Allied supply centers, a terrifying preview of modern ballistic warfare. The V3 Supergun projectile. Fired from a massive multi-charge cannon, the V3 was designed to bombard London from France using fin-stabilized long-range projectiles. Only small versions were ever tested, but the concept showed Germany's obsession with ultra-long-range weapons. Anti-ship guided missiles. Fritz-X, FX-1400, the world's first radio-guided armor-piercing missile. Dropped from bombers and guided by a joystick, it could strike battleships with incredible accuracy. Its most famous kill, the Italian battleship Roma, sunk in minutes, shocking the world and proving guided munitions had arrived. HS-293, a rocket-boosted winged anti-ship missile used to hit Allied transports and escort vessels. Its rocket motor gave it speed, while radio control allowed precise steering. It damaged or sank dozens of Allied ships, marking the beginning of standoff naval warfare. BV-246, Hagelkorn, a long-range glide bomb capable of striking targets from 100 kilometers away. Though never fully operational, its aerodynamic design was far ahead of its time and influenced Cold War standoff weapons. Anti-air missiles, Ruhrstahl X4, the world's first practical air-to-air guided missile, controlled through long wires that trailed behind it. Designed for fighters like the Me-262 to attack bomber formations from beyond gun range. It worked, but mass production never came before the war ended. HS-298, a radio-guided air-to-air missile tested by night fighters. It carried a large fragmentation warhead meant to detonate inside Allied bomber formations. Several successful tests proved the concept, but Germany lacked the resources for mass deployment. Ground-to-air missiles. Wasserfall, a scaled-down V2 redesigned to intercept bombers. It used radio command guidance and carried a massive proximity-fused warhead designed to explode within bomber formations. If completed earlier, it could have significantly changed the Allied bombing campaign. Rheintochter R1, a solid-fuel multi-stage missile capable of reaching high-altitude targets. The R3 version improved stability and accuracy and was ready for limited production. The only thing that stopped it was Germany's collapsing industry. Enzian. Shaped like a small aircraft, the Enzian was a simple, cheap interceptor missile meant to explode near bomber groups. It had promising test flights and was easy to mass produce, but the war ended before it could be deployed. HS-117 Schmetterling, a compact two-stage anti-air missile fired from simple launch rails. Thousands of tests showed excellent accuracy, especially at long range. Only Hitler's late war cancellations stopped it from entering service. Taifun rockets, unguided anti-air rockets fired in large salvos to create a wall of fire against bomber streams, quick to manufacture and deadly in mass, but introduced too late to make an impact. Anti-tank missiles and rockets. Panzerfaust, a disposable anti-tank rocket launcher that allowed even untrained soldiers to destroy Allied tanks. With its shaped charge warhead, it became one of the most feared weapons on the Eastern Front. Cheap, deadly, and produced in huge numbers. Panzerschreck, a German improvement of the American bazooka, firing a massive 88mm rocket. It had excellent penetration, but required a protective shield due to its fierce backblast. It became essential for defensive battles in 1944 to 1945. X-7 Rotkäppchen, the world's first wire-guided anti-tank missile. It worked exactly like modern ATGMs, striking tanks from hundreds of meters away with precision. Only a few prototypes were built, but it inspired nearly all Cold War missile designs. Artillery and air-launched rockets. Nebelwerfer rockets. Fired from multi-barrel launchers, these rockets were famous for their terrifying screech, used to saturate enemy positions before infantry or tank attacks. Widely deployed across the Eastern Front. 28-centimeter and 32-centimeter Wurfkörper rockets. Massive explosive rockets fired from wooden frames, half-tracks, or simple rack. Perfect for urban fighting, they devastated buildings and fortifications with raw blast force. M4 rockets. Small, accurate air-to-air rockets used by the Me-262 jet. Fired in large salvos to break up bomber formations, they were highly effective and became the basis for post-war aircraft rockets. Germany developed more missile types in World War II than any other nation, from terror weapons that hit cities to early precision missiles that targeted ships and aircraft. Some entered combat, others stayed experimental, but together they formed the foundation of nearly every modern missile system. Cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, anti-ship missiles, air-to-air missiles, surface-to-air missiles, anti-tank missiles, and even spaceflight itself. These weapons didn't just shape the war, they shaped the world that came after.